Let's move on though. This is Stellaris. So we're going to start with Origins. My favorite. You know, I have built a lot of builds based on Origins. A lot of my staple videos are around certain Origins. You know, very good ones, I might add. Some real bangers that I've produced in my time have been about these Origins. So we're going to get into them. Let's start right from the top. Now, first one is Prosperous Unification. Everybody knows it. Everybody has tried it just about, I think. It is the quintessential vanilla default. You know, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll just pick this Origin. Oh yeah, and I will roast all these Origins, even if I like them. How's that sound? Even if I don't know what I'm doing, I'll just pick this. This is that Origin, right? I mean, there's really nothing on here that's negative. 4 pops on your homeworld. Generator districts, I'd rather have like minerals or, you know, industrial districts or something. That'd be cool. But problem with industrial districts is that does cost more minerals. So, but yeah, food, I think there's better things than food. But I mean, food's not bad, right? You get a little bit more food. Planetary modifiers. So let's look at Prosperous Unification. What's that modifier? Okay, so more happiness, more amenities. I mean, standard stuff. Resources from jobs. That's pretty good. And it expires in 20 years. Okay, so your first 20 years, your starting planet is pretty strong with this. You know, just your starting planet. The thing is, even though this is the default, I don't know what I'm doing Origin, you know, I'm new to Stellaris Origin, it's not that bad. It's really not. You really can't, I mean, it's really not terrible to pick this. Like, you're not making a huge mistake. In fact, there's some playthroughs where the other thing too is, if you don't know what to pick, if there's nothing that fits the build that you're working with, just pick this. This usually works in most situations. This is a pretty like universal Origin. That's also its strength, I think. So I'm actually going to give Prosperous Unification some praise here. It's actually not a bad, it's really not a bad Origin. It's really not. And it unlocks a feature, additional edicts, so I think you get capacity subsidies better. That's really cool. Yeah, all around, it's just, obviously there are better Origin. It's not that it sucks. It's just, it's boring. One, it's boring, right? You know, a lot of these Origins completely change your playstyle. And honestly, I think really what makes games the funnest and most addicting are the ones that have the most playstyles, where they have the most playstyle potential. What I mean by that is, so World of Warcraft, for example, say you don't like playing warrior. Well, imagine if World of Warcraft, all you could play as the warrior and that was it. And that was the game. Leveling the warrior from 0 to 60 or whatever, and only playing warrior, and you couldn't play, there weren't even any talents either. Like you had the same build every single time. I don't think that game would be very popular. I really see that game bombing out. Don't you? Even if it was World of Warcraft, even in that world and everything, I just think people would get so bored so quick. Now, there's some games where, yeah, it is a one-trick pony, but you know that going in, right? And that's really its draw. Now, if they make it part of the draw, that's one thing. But in a game like World of Warcraft, especially massively multiplayer, I don't want to see a bunch of me running around. Obviously, I don't. Most people don't. So yeah, that wouldn't work very well. So in most situations, the more play styles that you could get out of a game, the more fun and enjoyable that game is. That's been my experience. I've thought about in the past about like, okay, why did I like, for example, why did I like Overwatch so much? Well, I'll tell you the number one reason. It was because there were 21 heroes. If I didn't like Genji one day, I could try Roadhog and I'd have a completely different experience. You know, if I wanted to, maybe I wanted to try Mercy, maybe I wanted to heal. Sometimes I feel like healing, just sitting back, chilling, and just not, you know, focusing on not dying and helping the group and helping people. I like doing that. That's who I am. Part of who I am is being a service, helping people. I love that shit. So yeah, actually, I mained a healer in World of Warcraft. I was for a pretty respectable guild. It was one of the tops on the server, and it, you know, I did a really good job as a healing druid. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Resto Druid very much. I did enjoy the other classes, but not as much as Resto Druid. I really, yeah. So, but sometimes I didn't want to play Resto Druid, right? As good as I was at it, as much as I enjoyed it, sometimes I was in the mood for Enhancement Shaman. I had an Enhancement Shaman. you know? So I would level up with that. And then when I was done with that, you know what? I want a different experience. So replayability, right? This kind of feeds into the replayability. It's much easier to replay a game and spend a lot of hours on a game when you have all kinds of different ways that you can do it. So that is why Prosperous Unification is boring, because, you know, there's nothing that doesn't really change your play style at all. Not really. There's nothing in it that, like, you know, makes you think or makes you change your strategy. It's basically your general, I'm learning to play Stellaris, run-of-the-mill Origin. So with that, obviously something like that cannot go higher than B. All right? So, however, I think it's powerful enough that it really kind of, at the very least, belongs in C, if not B. So it's either C or B. You know, if Prosperous Unification had a little bit more flair, you know, if it had a little bit more exciting stuff in it, I would easily, in a heartbeat, put it in the B tier. In fact, I want to, but it is boring, guys. Let's face it. It is really boring. There's really nothing here that really changes anything. And that's kind of a waste of an Origin. So I think we are going to have to, I hate to be cliche. I know I am, of course, the first creator that's ever put this here. It makes a lot of sense that this is a C tier Origin. But the caveat here is that it's not C tier because it's bad, because the bonuses are bad. It's C tier because of how boring it is. Really, it's so generic. It is the generic Origin. It really is. That's really its biggest weakness. Because on paper, otherwise, bonus-wise, it's amazing. Or it's good. It's good. You know, it'll work, right? I actually would never knock anybody for taking this Origin, especially if they like just didn't want to think about it. You can't really go wrong picking this. I mean, unless you're simply just sacrificing possible playstyles and possibilities. But then again, maybe you just want something simple. So Prosperous Unification, so I'll also give my recommendations on when to use the Origin, like what I would use it for. If I was new, for one, you're new to Stellaris. Obvious example, right? When you should use this Origin. If you don't know anything, yeah, take your time with the other Origins. You know, really, get some experience with the game, and then maybe try, Mechanist or maybe post-apocalyptic or Remnants. And then when you're comfortable with that, you've gotten some of the other Origins down, then you go with the more complex playstyle changing Origins.
Hey guys, if you like this video, do me a favor. Share, give it a like, all that stuff. This is a new format for me, and I would really love to break free from the script and make these videos better and better. So if you give me that engagement and give me the numbers, it's going to help encourage me to keep producing this content. So if you like it, please participate. Leave a comment, hop in my Discord. If you could just help promote these videos, spread the word, and give me some feedback and let me know that this is the right way to go, then please, by all means, please give me that engagement. So this is a new direction for my channel a little bit. I want to break away from the script. So yeah, again, and regardless, thank you for your view and your watch time.